home. It was just after the summer, and they said, "It's calm now that the tourists have left, so how about a visit?" What do you mean? I'm not heartless. I invited you so you could spend some pleasant time with your son one last time. Did you enjoy it? Yes, I did enjoy it. Good. Then let's cut ties from here. What? What do you mean? We don't want to be bothered if you end up becoming a beggar. We want you to become a complete stranger to us. A beggar? A stranger? I repeated her words, completely unable to grasp their meaning. Yes, I'm saying we want to sever ties with you now. Do you understand? Although anger surged within me at her blatant condescension, I managed to suppress it. Understood. If that's what you want, so be it. Relieved by my agreement, being cut off, there was no point in me worrying. I continued to live modestly. Occasionally, my son and daughter-in-law tried to contact me, but I ignored them, having no need to respond. Then, while I was enjoying my annual autumn trip to Boston for the fall foliage, something happened. This year's mushrooms were smaller due to the weather, but they were exceptionally flavorful. The vibrant autumn leaves outside complemented the taste and helped soothe my mind. I was savoring the autumn in Boston with my eyes and taste buds, taking my time, when a maid informed me, "You have a visitor." A visitor? I had no appointments, and only a few people knew I was in Boston. May I have the visitor's name? Yes, she said her name is Emily. Emily? I thought for a moment and quickly realized. I know her, but we are currently estranged. Please ask her to leave. Yes, understood. The maid left but soon returned, saying, "She insists on seeing you and is even begging on her knees." What should we do? In that case, show her to the guest room. I will join her after I prepare myself. I returned to my room and changed into appropriate attire. Thank you for waiting. It's been a while. I understand we are currently estranged. What brings you here? I greeted her calmly. It's been a while. I came to apologize for my past rudeness and to ask for your forgiveness. Oh, there must be some misunderstanding. I met you purely on a whim. Misunderstandings can be painful later on. No, I apologize for my words. Her face was pale from my curt attitude and her own nervousness. I've heard that this grand mansion belongs to you. Could you tell me how you came to acquire it? She must have discovered my true background somewhere. It was obvious that she came here in desperation, struggling to secure funds. I smiled slightly and said, "That is none of your business." After a pause, I continued, "This is my father's villa. He passed it down to me." I decided to reveal my true identity. Your father. My father was James Thompson, the former president of Thompson Trading. He has passed away. Do you not know of him? Wait, the former president of Thompson Trading. So, you are his daughter? She is panicking after learning new facts. Let me explain it to her in detail. Yes. I am his daughter from his first marriage, and I use my mother's surname. The current president is my half-brother. I've distanced myself from the Thompson family after my mother passed away. I am not suited for business by nature, so I handed over the management rights to my younger brother. I wanted to live the rest of my life quietly. So I received part of the company's shares from my father as a pre-inheritance and took over this house. I see. It seemed to click for her. Let me explain how I manage my life now. I don't trade stocks, as I am not knowledgeable about them, but I receive dividends twice a year, amounting to about $100,000. Which is sufficient for me. I don't like living extravagantly. This house is managed by my brother. It has staff who maintain it, and I can use it freely whenever I want. I see. She seemed at a loss for words. So, what brings you here today? I must remind you, we are supposed to be estranged. Yes, I am aware. But our business is struggling. Could you possibly help us out? Is there anything you can do? She pleaded, wringing her hands. Oh. And why is that? I asked, feigning ignorance. My father fell ill, and my husband took over as president, but he is inexperienced. I thought it would be better if I, being a blood relative, managed things, so I helped him, but... So, my son is just a figurehead while you hold the real power? Yes, that's correct. At this point, she thought any strange excuses would be futile. It seems there is no lie in her explanation. And what happened then? The changes I made to the product lineup failed, leading to significant losses and debt. I tried everything I could. So, you tracked me down? Yes, that's right. I sighed deeply. So, you want me to help you? Yes, please, we need your help. Do you remember what you said to me? If I remember correctly, it was, we will cut ties because we can't be bothered if you become a beggar. Now, what do you call your current behavior? I am begging for money. People generally call that a begging. As you say. Right? I smiled and declared. I refuse. You underestimate me. After looking down on me so much, you now say please help? Unbelievable. I'm sorry. Please, I beg you. She got down on her knees, her forehead almost touching the floor. Without even looking at her, I said, I am not kind enough to help a beggar. Please leave. Please. The banks won't lend us money anymore, and we have no one else to turn to, she continued to plead, not caring that her dress was disheveled. I'll say it again. Please leave. I wish you all the best. I said, and asked the maid, please escort our guest to the door. And make sure to clean up after she leaves. For maids lifted her from both sides, as she refused to move from her kneeling position, and dragged her out of the room. I returned to my room, gazing at the fiery autumn leaves, and whispered softly. I just want to live peacefully. I later heard that her company went bankrupt. To settle their debts, they sold off all their land and property and lived in a small rented house, working multiple part-time jobs. I continued living in my apartment in New York. When my son got married and moved out, he bought me a cat, saying I might be lonely. A Maine Coon named Whiskers. He has long fur, which requires a lot of care, but he loves being brushed and is always calm. Watching his content face makes me feel happy too. Whiskers, we should visit Boston again. We always go in the fall, maybe we should try winter this time? You don't like the heat. So summer wouldn't be fair to you. As I petted him, he playfully nibbled on my hand. Hey. I scolded him, and he licked the spot he bit as if to apologize. You're such a sweetie. I was completely smitten with Whiskers. And so, I went to Boston again. It was snowing heavily outside. Whiskers was in my arms, watching the snow with me. The year is almost over. When you first came, you fit in my palm, and now you're so big. He seemed unusually calm, and I realized he had fallen asleep. Really, you grow while you sleep. But if you get any bigger, I won't be able to hold you. I gently touched Whiskers' nose and turned my gaze back outside. A quiet, snowy night. I started feeling sleepy too. I wonder if the morning will bring a beautiful snowy landscape. With that thought, I snuggled into bed. Whiskers snuggled in beside me. I felt like I was going to have a good dream. I closed my eyes with that thought.